שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, ושם ולתפארת ולגלילה. לך דודי לכלכלה, יאללה יאללה יאללה, בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לכלכלה, יאללה יאללה יאללה, בני שבת לקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לכלכלה, יאללה יאללה יאללה, בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לכלכלה, יאללה יאללה יאללה, בני שבת לקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי. אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך יגבר. לך דודי לכלכלה, יאללה יאללה יאללה, בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לכלכלה, יאללה יאללה יאללה, בני שבת לקבלה. Please rise. בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לכלכלה, יאללה יאללה יאללה, בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לכלכלה, יאללה יאללה יאללה, בני שבת לקבלה. We continue on page 26 with the Chatzi Kaddish. You may sit. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ויעמד דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם לעולמי עלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קדושה בריחו, לעילם מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירן בעלמא, ואמרו Amen. We turn to page 28 and continue with the Baruch Hu. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever. We turn to page 30 as we continue with Ma'ariv Aravim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim, b'chochma poteach sha'arim, uvitvuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtsono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil ben yom uvein layla, Adonai tzvaot shemo, el chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Continue reading responsively on page 33. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows. Then this holiest of your works in the living language that gives it form, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. You may take your seats, and we continue with the V'ahavta on page 36. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shiftecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'aderech uv'shochpecha uv'kumecha ukshartam liot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beineinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher chotzeiti etchem meretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem. Again, we read responsively on page 39. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot osef eleh, Torah tehilot osef eleh. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, Chokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze Elianu ve'amru, Ze Elianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Yai lai 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 la 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 la, yai lai 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 la 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 la, yai lai la lai lai, yai lai ya la lai, yai la lai lai, yai lai lai lai. Page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. We turn to page 44. We continue singing together Vishamru. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Beni uvein B'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. We turn now to page 46 for the tefillah. We rise. Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi agitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chastei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Geula Livnei V'nehem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'ezrat Sarah, Ata gibor leolam Adonai, mechaye hakol ata rav lehoshia, morid hatal, mechalkel chaim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim v'rofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar. Michamocha bal givurot umido melach, melech memit umechaye umatzmiach Yeshua, v'nemanata l'hachayot hakol, baruch ata Adonai mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yalucha sela, baruch ata Adonai ha'el hakadosh. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. You may take your seats. We will pause in a moment for silent prayer and reflection. But before we do that, I'm going to read some names, members of our congregation, people who are connected to members of our congregation, people who need healing, either of body or soul, people who need our care and our connection and our outreach. I'll read this list that we've compiled, and in a moment I'll ask if there are others to consider as well. Jim Jensen, Jim Levitas, Bonnie Schlegel, Felicia Nussbaum, Eileen Pachursky, Cesare Astadagos, Taylor Boyle, Mary Sue Kern, Tsipora, Teddy Aronson, Rhonda Garvis, Tammy Zuckman, Dina, Olivia Nord, Jennifer Nord, Lee Mannheimer, Sue Weber, Nick Swenson, Linda Pinsky Griffiths, Ellen Greenberg, Richard Smith, Megan Dixon, Miriam Spillman, Ruth Weinblatt, Jim Landy, Linda Lindholm, Mark Van Note, Rabbi Lynn Landsberg, Ted Richter, Sigmund Stern, Sylvia Topper, Emily Lazier, Shirley Thomas, John Trachtenberg, Cantor Sarah Lipset Allison, Liz Leiter, Naomi Reyna, Lenny Leader, Beverly Stern. And we think of Nadav Vinish, who is serving in Israel's Defense Forces, and Matthew Keeley, who is serving the United States in Afghanistan, and we pray for their well-being and their protection. If there are others for us to consider with our Misha Berach, I invite you to add their names when I look your way. Barb Howard. Baruch atah Adonai Rofeh Cholim. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, who heals the sick. Our Misha Berach is on page 253 in the prayer book. Misha Berach Avotenu V'kor HaBracha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We continue in silent prayer, either turning back to page 53 and continuing on from there, or using, of course, the prayers in your own hearts. Oh, say Shalom, Bin Romav, Huya, say Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imeru, Amen. Oh, say Shalom, Bin Romav, Huya, say Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imeru, Amen. Oh, say Shalom, Bin Romav, Huya, say Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imeru, Amen. Oh, say Shalom, Bin Romav, Huya, say Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imeru, Amen. This week on our liturgical calendar, the calendar of what we do during services and where we read from in the Torah, and really how we mark the passage of time in the Jewish world, has an anomaly on it, and I thought it was worth talking about here for a couple of moments. We have a double Torah portion this week. It's called Achremot and Kiddushim. And Sophie tomorrow morning is going to be chanting from Kiddushim, which is the second of the two Torah portions, and giving a wonderful Devar Torah and sharing some of the content of the Torah portion. So I invite you back to have her be your teacher tomorrow morning, because she is really one of the great experts in the room on this Torah portion, and she will both chant it beautifully and deliver a message from it beautifully. But I want to talk about why there's a double portion, because it can be confusing, and most people don't really think about the historical context that caused us to have different Shabbatot during the year where there's more than one Torah portion being read. Now, I have joked a couple of times in the past few weeks, because this is the second set of double portions in the book of Leviticus, that it allows us to move more quickly through the book of Leviticus, and that is true. It's a side benefit of the system, and how we count and how we read from the Torah, but that aside, it's not why. It's not because we're rushing through Leviticus, which is often mind-numbing to a progressive Jew, this list of holiness laws. In fact, this part of the Torah that Sophie's going to be reading from is often referred to as the Holiness Code, because it's simply a list of laws that dictate a behavior that allows you either to be considered pure or impure. And there's some very interesting things in there. Our version of the Golden Rule is in this Torah portion, and that's an interesting question for us as Reform Jews to ponder. Why is it that we feel compelled to live ethically, as if the ethics is simply the core of our religion? It is a core of our religion, but it's not necessarily the core of the religion. So there's some interesting aspects to these sets of laws and rules that come from this part from the Torah. But back to why we're reading two portions this week. A long time ago, the Jewish world was, we counted time by the moon. You've heard Rabbi Cohn over time and me over time talk about how if you really want to tell Jewish time, you just look up into the sky and see what stage the moon is in. That the moon tells us where we are in the month. Most of our holidays fall on the 15th day of the lunar month. That's when the moon is the brightest, and there's a reason for that sociologically. It's probably allowed for the greatest amount of time during a day to celebrate, because the moon would illuminate the night for people in ancient days. But they had to announce the beginning of the moon, the new moon each month, so that people could start to count the days towards the various different holidays. And in ancient Jerusalem, what they would do is they would have people whose job it was to stand in the courtyard and watch the moon each night. And they would come in and they would tell the Sanhedrin that it's this shape and it's that size and it's in this part of the sky and so on and so forth. And at some point every month, the Sanhedrin would announce that it was the new moon. Well, there were these people called the Samaritans. And we often think of Samaritans today as being the Good Samaritans or the Good Samaritan from the Christian Bible. But they weren't Israel's best friends back in the time that I'm talking of. And they used to play jokes on the Israelites. And they would I missed one part of it, that after they announced the new moon, they would light a fire in Jerusalem, and then the next village would light a fire, and so on and so forth, until it went all the way out to the edges of the state. And the Samaritans would come in and they would light fires on the wrong days. And so it would get spread that it was a new moon, but it would be the wrong day, and people would be celebrating holidays at the wrong time. So they had to come up with a new system, and they sent people out by horseback to announce the new moon. But it would take much longer to get the word out by horseback than it did by lighting fires, because that spread much more quickly. And over time, what would happen, because so many of the holidays would happen before villages would find out that it was the new moon, people in far-flung places had to start counting on their own. And since some months were 29 days and some months were 30 days on the lunar calendar, they had to celebrate each holiday for 2 days in order to make sure that they celebrated them on the right time. And this is the source of second-day holidays that we have today. Fast forward to today, the lunar calendar, which was how we told time, doesn't fit perfectly against the solar calendar. And so we have a certain number of Sabbaths during the year, but in order for our holidays to stay in the right seasons, for Sukkot to stay at the fall harvest, for Passover to stay at the spring harvest, and so on, we have to fudge the calendar a little bit so that the holidays stay where they're supposed to. We do that by doing something that they figured out about 1,000 years ago, which was by 7 times every 19 years. Listen to the math of this. They figured this out without computers. 7 times every 19 years, they would add an entire month to the Hebrew calendar. And that allowed us to keep the holidays at the right time. And so what it does is it pushes holidays forward, and they start to creep backward, and then they insert another month, and it pushes them forward again. That's why some years it seems like the holidays are really early, and then it starts to creep back again. So what does this have to do with the Torah portion? If it's a regular year, we have double Torah portions, so that on one of those 7 years, when we have 4 or 5 extra Sabbaths, we split the Torah portions apart, and then we have enough for each of the Saturdays, for every Shabbat. If we didn't do that, we'd have to figure out what to do with these extra Sabbaths during the leap year in order to keep the holidays at the right time. So it's a reminder of our agrarian basis of Judaism, that we want our holidays to be at the right time because they were all based on the natural world. Sukkot is a harvest festival. Passover is a harvest festival. Shavuot, you bring first fruits to the temple, and so on. Each of our holidays has an agrarian basis. In order to keep them, when we want to celebrate them, we have to implement this leap year system or leap month system. And in order to have enough Torah to read on those years, we have double portions so that we can split them apart and spread them out. So tomorrow morning, I invite you to come and hear from Sophie, who's going to teach us about Kiddushim, the second of these Torah portions, which means holiness. Let's turn in our prayer book to page 282 to Aleinu. Please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer b'reshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, Umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Page 287. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. Yesh kochavim, there are stars up above. So far away we only see their light long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, but their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the stars that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. On this Shabbat, we think of those who have died in recent days, whose Shloshim we are observing. Ray Cooper, Marilyn Blacker-Sussman, Karen Leff, Israel Sonny Mervis, Tiffany Liban, Dick Salzer, Mel Lebowitz, Harold Devine, Esther Schaffner, Corrine Zala, Alvin Bediner. We mentioned that there will be a memorial service here on Sunday at 2 p.m. for Rudy Kaimowitz, a member of our congregation who passed away several months ago out of town. And we also mentioned those whose yard sites have occurred since we last gathered on last Shabbat. We recall for a blessing Isaac Alexander, Norman Armel, Hannah Baker, Israel Isaac Begum, Benson Bodell, John Bolrod, Margaret Brill, Frank Cherak, Raymond Charnas, Jerry Cohen, Amy Louise Garfield, William Garvis, Ann Gendler, Louise Gold, John Gronstal, Harold Haskowitz, Edward Henley, Harold Joff, Beatrice Kaplan, Joseph Kaplan, Alfred Kest, Bernie Krasnoff, Oscar Arthur Levy, Samuel Minash, Dee Mitchell, Richard Murphy Sr., Sidney Nathan, Albert Osman, Sela Rafowitz, James Joseph Riley, Anna Shunin Resnick, Philip Rosenblum, Carl Schraber, Ethel Silberman, Renelle Schlesinger Silver, Harold Schneider, Benjamin Weisberg, Rose West. We thank 2 of the millions of our people who perished in the Shoah and the Holocaust, many of whom have only us to say Kaddish for them today. If there are others we're honoring with the words of Kaddish for Shloshim or for Yartzeit, please add their names when I look your way. Zichronam Livracha. May their memories be for a blessing as we join together on page 294. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shmei Rabbah B'alma Divrach Yerutei v'yamlich Malchutei B'chayechon v'yomechon B'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael B'agala v'izman Kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Leolam Olmei Olmaya Yit Barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei D'Kodesha B'richu Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Osei Shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Osei Shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. As I said before, Sophie will become bat mitzvah tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Our services begin promptly at 10, and I know you'll want to be here to celebrate with her and her family as she crosses that threshold into Jewish adulthood. So we'll see you tomorrow morning, and we conclude tonight with our closing prayer of Hallelu, which is the second prayer from the bottom on page 339. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Kol hanshama tehallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol hanshama tehallelujah. Shabbat Shalom.